top teams in all the land. The Toronto Marlboros, also known as the Marlies. So it's a matchup, a mini AHL versus the mini NHL franchises here.
A lot of history of players that have gone on to play in the NHL from this team. I see a Crombeen on the back of number 71 right here, BJ Crombeen. I think must be a coach here somewhere. I haven't done my research on this, but historically great talent coming out of these teams. We'll see what they look like here as we get our eyes on the Marlboros.
The Penguins starting lineup in net for the Penguins. Number 1, William Hanner. On defense, number 5, David Merlot, and 88, Brennan Kaminski. Up front, the right wing, number 14, Dylan Hartman. Your left wing, number 6, Brody Carter, and its center, number 10, Luca Filiaggi. The Penguins with the puck in the Marlies' end. Cycling down low, back come the Marlies' left side. They bring it into the Penguins zone to be defended by Merlot. You'll see a little bit more room and space out there, as this is an Olympic sheet on this side. We're still at Viking Arena. We've just switched to the other ice sheet that was recently redone. So the ice looks a little bit better than the other side. And it's also an Olympic sheet, so it's a little wider.
I don't like that. I don't like that they do this. You imagine, I played Olympic ice when I was in Sweden. And I stepped on that ice, Jeremy, and I went, why the hell is this ice so big? And imagine being 12 years old out here.
So the Marlies back into the Pens end. It'll be Valella defending. As the puck kicks free, it'll be Star, now Wu. Wu with speed through center. Over the line where he dumps it in for Real with speed to the corner. It'll be back to the point. A bouncing puck controlled by Valella. Shot in front. Just misses the stick of Wu. It's gathered in by the boys in blue. The Marlies wearing their blue uniforms, with the maple leaf on the front and the Marley crown. A nice tap pass by Evans to Real. In front, off of a Marley defender and off the goaltender and wide.
And I think that's a good strategy. Funneling pucks on the big ice, obviously a lot further to go out of the corners and off the walls to get pucks towards the net, but it might be an option here as this ice surface is so wide, Olympic version of this ice surface.
It's the Penguins' Paris on the puck in the corner. He's pinned against the wall. The Marlboros come away with it. They've got dark, almost black socks. It looks like black socks.
It looks like practice socks?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe the sock order didn't come in as a centering pass. We've got the blue pants with the white stripes and blue buckets. Your Penguins are in gold today, gold jerseys with the Penguin logo on the chest.
We wore the gin and juices both games yesterday.
As Armstrong feeds it to the middle, and the Pens are in.
That. There
Firing a puck is Paris. It's covered up.
Good. That's good play. Good off transition and finishing towards the net with traffic and guys driving towards that net. Job by the Pens there on that breakout regroup play to get it out of the strong side, out to the weak side, and get up ice. There's another Armstrong on the team right here, I noticed. So Armstrong versus Armstrong. Gong show. Armstrong on the broadcast. Everything's Armstrong.
It'll be the Marlies in the corner. Your Penguins' gold uniforms are accompanied by their black pants with gold stripes, gold socks with black stripes, and the iconic gold Pens Elite helmets. They'll go left to right on your TV screen here in the first and later in the third period. Merlot into his own end to get the puck. Battled for behind the net. Wu follows on. It's off the skate of a Marley. The puck still controlled. Back to the point. Hartman pressures, cross ice for Carter. A beautiful feed coming across. The one-timer just doesn't connect. The Pens will get control. It's Wu snapping it off to Hartman with speed out through center and a line change. As they'll dump and chase. Real in on the forecheck off of his stick. The puck comes to Valella, who skips by a defender, putting the puck into the offensive zone for the Pens, where a pass is picked off by Evans. Fed in front for Filiaggi. It just eludes the backhand. Evans will be back on it in the corner, tapping it to Filiaggi, who gets control along the half wall. Battled for there, up to the point, kept by Valella, but turned right back to the Marlies, and out they come. Pass to the outside right corner of the Penguins zone.
Good play there to engage on the battle, get it out the other side. These are little things, but these are what allow us to play fast and execute and be organized.
Villela stepping up again in the neutral zone as the Marlies will dump it in behind the Penguins net with just over 10 minutes to play in period one. A back and forth affair thus far. As Evans gets control, he'll fire it up to Reel. A good outlet breakout there. Reel on the forecheck kick, get in the way of the Marlies who stream up ice. Big number 10 all the way to the corner. Villela defending, back to the point. Reel there. Able to pressure the puck and force the dump in. Wu will get control behind the Penguins net. He'll go off the board to Reel. Reel can't get a handle on it, so the Marlies take over. They'll play it back to the Penguins line as we kind of play blue line to blue line and a little dump and chase as these teams try to figure out each other. Misplayed puck a bit there by Wu. Comes out to Armstrong. Armstrong across for Wu. Wu driving in left side all the way to the corner. Got Armstrong with him. Paris coming late on the line change.
I thought he was going to find Paris in the slot and just bypassed him.
Went back
offside,
to Ofterhide before being put back in on an offside play.
Great job by Wu entering. Evans deciding to change. I thought maybe a 2-on-1 could transpire, but Wu just chips it in and gets after it. Little scissor play down low with Armstrong. All kinds of looks and options, and Paris coming off the bench, just unable to find him in the slot. Boys skating well on Olympic ice here.
Again, a little feeling each other out, I believe. Two good teams here in a border battle. The Penguins winning the first two games of this, both by a 2-1 score. Here's a great scoring chance by the Marlies down the left wing side that eludes the glove hand side of the net, defended by Hanner, and the Marlies take the puck away from Ofterhide. Fed in front for a tap in on the back door. Ofterhide falling in the corner. The Marlies with what ended up being a 2-on-1 from the wall in, feed one backside and take an early lead.
And I have to see another look at that here as we got it down low, but usually the centerman would have to be support on these plays. They've been practicing. Wu did fall down as well, and then got on the other side of that down low battle where he should be supporting that. It's just kind of a little mix up as they're working on defenseman pressure in the corner, centerman supporting that battle between the puck and the net, and that just kind of got blown up where they were able to walk out from the corner and execute a 2-on-1 net front to go up 1-0.
So kind of just getting on the wrong side of the puck there for the Penguins.
Yep, just a little attention to detail.
So the Penguins trail for the first time in the border battle. In a 1-0 deficit here to the Marlies. It'll be Carter intercepting a pass in the Marley end. Battled for behind the net. Swiped away to the right wing side. Marlies come up with it. Iliagi gets control. Carter had yet to vacate. It'll be an offside play. Face-off will come outside of the Marlies blue line. Wu able to control the draw himself. Banking it off the wall, trying to get it deeper. It'll be turned back by the Marlies, kept at the line by Evans, forced further for Reel. Reel will nudge it even further behind the cage where Wu's the first one to it. He tries to pull it out from behind the net, runs into a Marley, and they'll break things out through the middle. The Marlies back through center in a 3-on-3. Good stick on puck by Villela. As it's worked back to the point, they'll snap it around, and it's offside at the blue line again. This time at the Penguin line. We'll get another line change here. Quick one. We'll get Filiaggi to take the face-off. For Julius. Now Armstrong. Penguins doing a good job on the draws, controlling the puck here. Armstrong along the wall, able to feed it out through center. Misses Parrish, picked up by the Marlies at their line, and they'll now be Ofterhide. Turns it over as he tries to get the puck to Paris. Ofterhide with a good stick there, forcing it wide. Down goes a Marley. The Penguins able to get control, and there was the puck support you were talking about earlier. This time executed perfectly as the Penguins are back into the Marley zone. Armstrong dumping it in behind to the corner. Battled for along the wall. The Marlies winning these board battles right now. Coming away with it, this time right wing corner. Defended by Ofterhide, supported now by Filiaggi. Marlies behind the net, fed in front, all the way to the point it comes. A shot down low, blocked by a stick, bouncing puck in front of the net, cleared by the Penguins. It'll be...
There you go, good little flip out, use your wheels.
Off the wall by Filiaggi, and the Penguins get it change completed here. Hartman and Carter with Wu. Ofterhide still defending on the back end with Julius, as Wu there in support comes away with it. It's a 3-on-3 backup ice. Wu in onside. He'll drag to the middle, around one, firing a shot down low that's kicked away and brought on by the Marlies. They've got good breakouts. Penguins' chances are one and done here so far. As a shot comes in on Hanner, off the body and nudged forward to the Penguin defenseman Merlot. Marlies keep at the line. It'll be Wu getting control in behind the Penguins' cage. Up for Kaminsky.
Oh, nice heads up play there.
Beautiful pass to Hartman, who's coming off for a change himself. Penguins get fresh legs as they're doing a good job keeping these shifts nice, short, 40, 50 second.
How do you not when the ice is this big?
As Real will get there, he'll whack it by the defender and get to the puck. It's taken away from him, but pressured by Filiaggi. Comes skittering in front, just past Evans. Kaminsky will keep, but the Marlies get control on the dump it. LaCastro up ice. He's been noticeable.
Big, smooth skating defenseman here for the Marlboros.
Eager to join the rush as the Penguins come away. It's Real. He's got Evans with him potentially. Driving in front, bouncing puck eludes Evans' stick. He'll track it down in the corner. Feeding one across for Villela. Off of his stick, but kept in and dumped deep for Real. Now on to Evans. Sorry, that's Filiaggi. Filiaggi to Real. Real in front. There's Evans skipping one just past the net. All the way out to the blue line for Star. Will be Real. Taking the puck away.
Fairly disciplined teams within their play, and we've seen that in the first two games yesterday also, and I think our boys in yellow did a really good job at managing consistently through the game things that work and they need to do, so we're seeing that here early.
We get a Penguin power play here on what I believe was a hooking call. It'll be Wu controlling on the half wall. A minute and a half of man advantage. As Julius turns it over, it's a potential Marlies break. Ofterhide able to get back and defend perfectly to the outside. All the way to the corner. He ends up a bit on the wrong side again, but he's able to get control and toss it up the wall to Paris. Now Ofterhide with speed through the neutral zone. As a back pressure stick lift, free the puck up. It's cleared by the Marlies. Back for Armstrong now. He drives in onside, goes around a defender before it's off the skate and cleared back to the Penguin line. It'll be Merlot, now Wu. Wu with control. 30 seconds left on the power play as Wu gains the zone. He's joined by Hartman. He's got Paris crashing the net. He'll bank it off the wall. Unable to get control is Hartman. It's to the corner for Wu. Hartman in support. It'll be Hartman coming away with it. Stopping and starting, he gets it back to Wu. Wu, back to Hartman in the corner. Driving the net, Carter. All the way to the point for Kaminsky. Now Merlot. Down low for Hartman all the way, it's behind to Wu. In front, there's a shot for Brody
my
Carter,
goodness. That was an unbelievable save. There's a play from the blue line got worked down in behind the net. Wu winning a battle down there and simply just puts it to Carter, who's net front, all alone.
Wu with
all
a
alone.
really long shift. They're out there for the whole power play plus.
I feel like he's been on the entire period almost.
He's been out there a lot for the Penguins as he and Filiaggi rotated the center position.
A great play, though, just to get it out front. Carter put it where he wanted to, but...
Well, and to get that play that late in a long 2-minute shift, that's great work by Wu. And now the Penguins will have a trip to the sin bin. It'll be Dylan Hartman.
Hartman just got the wrong side of the back shoulder of that shoulder-to-shoulder battle and get a player that might go in dangerously in that situation. It's likely to be a penalty.
This will be a roughing call on 14 for the Pens. So we've had the Penguins power play unit out there.
Interesting call on the roughing. Of all the penalties that you could grab.
It's kind of a default for violence, I think, at this age.
Yeah. Default setting.
And the Penguins no icing call here. Back into the Marlies' end. Penguins killing one now. Great chance just after the power play had expired. Off the stick of Carter. It's Filiaggi and Carter out there on the PK to start an offside play at the Marley line.
Player hit on that penalty by Hartman. Garavada. Nice skating defenseman as well. Tried to get up ice, but Carter, who we could go on with his skating and his legs and his angling ability, got in front of him and forced that offside.
At the Penguin line are the Marlies on the power play. Good stick there by Filiaggi. All the way to the Marley point for a shot that deflects off of a skate right to a Marley, and we get a whistle.
And a penalty to the Marlboros, unless he's going to take two. But I think there's a little battle net front here as Crombie, 71 for the Marlboros, tied up, who scored their first goal when they gate the power play with 47 seconds left, Jeremy.
So we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for 47 seconds.
Fighting for that net front ice and getting tied up and distracted, and that'll eliminate, hey, Olympic ice. You know what they say, 4-on-4, lots of ice. In this case, insane amount of ice.
It seems to me like the puck just kind of gets away on this Olympic
ice. On steroids right now. 4-on-4 on Olympic ice. We're unsure what the call is. They put it on the wrong side up on the scoreboard. They want to make sure that's over. But Hartman's penalty on the Marlboro side. Oops-a-daisy. And they're going to flip that baby over to the other side and play 4-on-4 for 47 seconds before the Penguins will go to a power play. And 1-0 game, Jeremy, out of the gates. The feeling out period should be over and know what you have. And I think it just comes down to details and the kind of that, I guess, systematic concept play that we're seeing, how well you control pucks, how well you make plays, how much you limit your mistakes as a team and as a group, and how consistent you can do it through the entire game. So
Penguins have done a good job in this game of getting the puck to the middle of the ice with some scoring chances. We saw Evans shoot one wide. We saw that great save by the goalie on Carter. So the Penguins have been able to kind of spread out the Marlies a bit and open up the middle of the ice in the offensive zone. Now we've got Reel and Evans taking the ice with Lowe and Kaminsky as we get the clock adjusted here. Be 47 seconds remaining on the Hartman liner, and 1:30 on the penalty to the Marlies. Marlboros are leading currently 1-0. 2:04 to play, first period action. Producer Nick Paris maybe need it over in the scorer's box to figure out how to work the clock. penalties here, 1 minute and 30 seconds, adjusted for the 15-minute periods. So 47 seconds from now, we'll see Hartman emerge. The face-off won by Real. Back to the point. Kaminsky shoots one wide. Evans will get there in the corner.
Oh, I like that by Evans. Little patience, engaging the body. He knows he's going to be in a battle, but just says, okay, I'm going to hang on to it here and set it up.
Real twist in the corner. He gets it back to Merlot. Merlot in front for Evans. Deflection. Picked up by the Marley defense. Up the wall they'll come. 4-on-4 action here. As the Marlies drop it into the Penguins' end now. Shot in on Hanner. He fights it off. Rebound loose. Penguins to the power play as Real gets control.
Three here.
Hartman with a
Trying
lead feed, trying to get their taps through. He's hauled down. The Marlies are getting another one.
Penalty shot? I don't know. I've seen crazier things. No.
Call the trip. He
So
didn't have control, but he did get a shot off there.
5-on-3. It's like that puck just would not slow down. If we were on the other ice surface, the ice, I believe, is probably way worse. He does get control of that as it would slow down. And find ourselves now 5-on-3 for the young men in yellow. We'll see what kind of plays they can execute and get this
They haven't
game
put anyone in the
up.
box. Who's the penalty on? So no one's heading to the box for Toronto.
Well, I don't think they have enough players, or what's going on here? Well, they found a guy. They made up a guy.
Somehow my cord is literally stuck in the bleachers. I can't move. Yeah, I have no idea. We can't get it out either. No, I'm now permanently tethered to the bleachers here at Viking Ice Arena. As
maybe if we use our combined
there we go.
weight,
I got it.
There we go. I think it was a weight issue on the steel here.
So now we've run off 9 more seconds. So they ran 9 seconds off the clock. I don't know. They don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. There should be 41 seconds left on the first penalty and 1 minute and 30 left on the other penalty. They've run 9 seconds off both penalties. And we do skating drills in the interim.
The ref is jumping into the score clock area as the boys are trying to figure out. Oh, hold on. Hartman has a penalty for.
What's the call there? They're putting Hartman back in the box.
Hartman got a penalty. He got out too early. Maybe he went out too early.
No, maybe they gave him a 1.5 and a 10. But there's no time on the clock. These referees are now creating new penalties
he
to
left
call.
too early. There's no penalty box helpers over there, so you could see how that could be an issue, but I don't get what the deal is.
Well, and they took the penalty off the board and told him when to come out.
This could be simply a 5-on-3, and we'll just call it a day and play. And
it should be a 5-on-3, but I think they're going to make it a 4-on-3.
Instead, we're banging our heads against the wall because we're now going back in time, but we're merging actual reality with the past.
They could make a Disney ride out of this.
So now it looks like Hartman is coming out of the box.
No, I guess he's staying in there.
He's staying in there. They're making up time for him. So the penalty should not have counted because he got out of the box too soon is what they're trying to say. So they're just trying to make it fair or something. I don't know. We're finding ourselves in a weird situation. Hartman did come out of the box and get a breakaway, which led to a penalty.
Yeah, but he came out of the box well after his penalty. Like there were 47 seconds left on his penalty with 2:07 on the clock. So he would have gotten out at 1 minute 30. which is when he came out of the box. And so now they're sending him back to the box at a minute 5.
Coach Jeff Hannon liked what he heard. He just nodded his head. Okay, we'll get back to it. He's trying to straighten it out here, but Hartman's out. No, they're telling him to come out. But what is he must have to wait 1 second before he can come out? I don't know what they're deciding here. So this is actually wild. Hartman gets out of the box, draws a penalty. They deem he came out too soon, so he's back in the box, but he drew a penalty. And we have all kinds of confusion here as we make it up as we go.
This is...
It's not like that big of a deal, but it kind of is. I don't know what he's going to say to this guy. Now talking to Dylan Hartman, he's going to say, hey, man, you came out too soon.
Well, and on top of it, there's 9 more seconds wound off of what should be a power play.
I don't get...
A 5-on-3 power. There's a minute 21 on the penalty. It should be a minute 30.
I don't get, though, if you knew he was out too early, you didn't blow the whistle, or you called a penalty on a kid that was illegally on the ice. I don't know. If you knew that. But...
Maybe this
We're
guy.
sorting
maybe
it out.
this guy was with me last night and is just not on his game today.
Yeah, old fashions, tequila, beers, wine.
Evans wins the draw to Real. We play 4-on-3. Nobody knows when Hartman's coming out. The door's open. It's closed. They're not
tell them to
running.
go.
They're not running the clock. Now they start the clock. Now Hartman comes out.
Oh, they had to hold the clock because he ran it for 9 seconds. So here we go.
So
okay.
he counts it down from 9.
So now
Hartman's
we're 5-on-3.
out.
We're 5-on-3 now. We need pressure on the puck. Marbo's
And
doing a good
ultimately,
job.
the Penguins get an advantage there, I think, because you're right. They called a penalty on a kid who, in their eyes, was supposed to still be in the sin bin.
Well, just get it up to the other side. They want to stay on this side on a 5-on-3. Use the ice. We bypass.
Shot from
there it is.
Starzy. And Cameron Evans on the doorstep, able to tap it home, happy. And the Penguins tie it on a 5-on-3 power play.
Tap, tap, tap it in. Amazing look, and they got stuck on the strong side on a 5-on-3 without spreading out the 3 killers, but Wu does gain puck, bypasses the other side of the ice, and then by doing so, the Marlboros killers are all the way pushed on the strong side, and Evans does a great job at beating his defender out of the corner, towards that front of the net for a great shot pass here in the waning seconds of the first period and executing a 5-on-3 goal, 1-1.
Evans sends a pass to Wu now. His shot off of a stick to the corner. Evans first one there. He's got Villela. Now Evans. Over for Villela. Driving one towards the net. Kicked out. Evans sends a rebound that's cleared by the defense. All the way to center where it's regathered by Real. Battled along the wall in front of the Toronto Marlboro blue line as Wu gets it. He shoots it all the way in. And that'll end period 1. So the Penguins strike on a 5-on-3, tying the game at 1 late in the first period on what was an absolute cluster of time calls, penalty calls, what's on the clock. Nobody knows. We had a delayed in start because they ran 9 seconds. We had a kid out of the box that wasn't supposed to be out of the box that got sent back to the box after drawing a penalty. And ultimately, the Pens score on a 5-on-3 to tie it.
Yeah, we had a lot of action there. We had to get our crystal ball out to see the future, then go back in a DeLorean and go back in time, get it to 88, which was a problem because you and me were in there and the weight limits are blowing through the charts on the DeLorean. It can't carry that much weight. And then we found ourselves a 5-on-3 with the clock not running out of nowhere and the made-up player in the box due to the DeLorean trip we took. And all through that, it's tied 1-1. The Penguins now still on the power play as Austin Matthews, number 34, in the Leafs uniform, I'm unsure of his name, remains in the box for another 16 seconds heading into period 2. Can it be the start they need?
It'll be Harris winning the draw, and the Pens are off sides at the Marley line.
I don't think that was offsides, but
I don't either.
What do I know? Just a guy.
Harris again, taking the draw. Wu gets control. He'll drive in the right side, pulling up and sending a feed in front. It's off the stick of Armstrong, and back come the boys in blue.
That's a penalty expired now. 5-on-5 we will get back to. And
good defense by the Penguins. Julius there. Battled for along the board, supported by Paris and Wu. The Marlies will come away with it though. Shot from the point to the glove of Hanner. And Ofterheide takes a mitt to the dome. We'll get a line change for the Pens and a D-zone draw. Iliagi and Carter out. Evans will center them. It'll be Kaminsky and Merlot on the back end for the flightless Birds. Evans wins it to the corner for Merlot. He banks it behind for his partner Kaminsky, who wedges it up the wall to Filiaggi. Filiaggi, an indirect pass is picked off, but it will get through on a second attempt to Evans. Now Carter off the wall, pressuring all the way down the boards. Into the Marlies zone where it's tapped back out the center for control by the Penguins. D to D to reverse the attack angle. Merlot to Evans. It's deemed an icing. I thought that went off of Evans' stick. Perhaps not. It'll come all the way back to the Penguins' end. Another D-zone face-off here. Just under 14 to play. 1-1 game. Second period action from Detroit, Michigan. It's the border battle. It's the U.S. versus Canada. Up and down the line, the U.S. team successful through the first day as a shot from number 10. We mentioned him before. That one beats Hanner kind of awkwardly to the blocker side there. Eludes the leg pad.
A great job by LaCastro, number 10. Big, lanky defenseman here for the Marlboros. Just always seems to be moving his feet. Jumps to the middle on that play and kind of the ocean opened up for him. And I don't know if a stick got on that initially to fool William Hanner a little bit, but nonetheless about 10, 12 inches off the ice, low blocker. The money spot, if you will. Shooting on goaltenders and a laser beam that gets through, and
back come the Marlies. Swiping through his star to get control, and now it's the Penguins' turn. A flock of Penguins into the zone. Plucked out of the air by Evans, centering feed to Filiaggi as he drives in.
There it is.
And he'll bang it home. Evans to Filiaggi, who wins the war in front and ties the game at 2.
We saw it happen. Great job by Starr to close that playoff on the rush by the Marlboros and get it going up ice. And Evans knocked it out of midair at the blue line, which was a huge play. Using his legs to get to that puck and a great centering feed just into some traffic. You know, Filiaggi doesn't do a flyby though, Jeremy, and his play has been tenacious this entire weekend and pretty rock solid as Filiaggi gets to the net and is able to pick up his second, maybe his third opportunity in that situation.
Keeping in that battle, able to put the pepperoni on top of that pie and make it a 2-2 game. Wedged in front, crashing in is Hartman, and the puck ends up under the netminder.
I like that at the net. I wouldn't say smash mouth hockey, but I'd say in and around that area and getting pucks in there and finding ways to get those dirty ones is a skill in itself.
Penguins trying to break out here. Real hold down.
There we go.
We'll get the penalty as the Pens are going to head back to a power play. Hartman lofts it into the Marlies, and it's controlled by the Marlies. A tripping call here. A tripping call will put the Pens on the power play. It'll be Paris, Real, Hartman, Merlot, and Kaminsky. Penguins striking on a power 5-on-3 earlier in this game.
But I noticed these power plays so far this entire weekend, it's like one unfocused pass that kind of blows the entire minute-and-a-half power play up as we're having issues with the score clock again. Getting this penalty put on the board. There it is. It's up. We're ready to roll. But one miscellaneous, not focused, tape-to-tape pass on the power play leads to us chasing it around and having a hard time setting anything up.
Minsky will launch one to the cage. Picked up behind the net by Paris, controlled by Reel. Back in front, off of a defender, defended well. Cleared to the line, but not out, kept by Merlot. Deep for Paris, now on to Reel. Reel stopping in the corner. He'll use the boards to work it back to Merlot. Penguins stay on this strong side to Paris. Paris down low to Reel. Reel looking in front. He'll shoot high, short side, and a great glove save. I thought he was looking at Hartman. He went for that short side shot.
Little sneak bomb. You know, interesting save too. Goaltender down along the line as he had options to get it to Carter in front, or was it Hartman?
Hartman.
Instead elected for the sneaky shot. And I mean, you had to contort your body to get that glove across to make that save short side. You don't usually see that, but.
Evans ties up the face-off. The Marlies will control. Off of Evans, again batting a puck out of the air. Marlies get possession and clear. A nice indirect off the glass clear that checks up before icing. So the Penguins will regroup in their own end. It'll be Starr with speed and lots of it. Left wing side. Defended. Here's Wu. Wu stops, turns Starr. Starr cross ice.
Oh, that could have been there.
And cleared. He was looking for Villela. Pushing down. 20 seconds to play in the penalty. As Villela banks one off the boards all the way to Wu. Wu in on sides as he backs into the zone, leaves it for Army. Army in front off a stick and cleared by the Marley. Starr setting things up. He'll find Wu. The puck seems to find the big Penguin forward. He's got Evans on the backside. He doesn't see him. He's got Armstrong now. He's able to get it all the way to the corner. In front.
Oh, he was looking for Wu there.
Out come the Marlies. Merrill for the Marlies, just scooting down the outside and
oh, baby!
Sweet buttery crumpets. What a stop by Hanner. As he comes across to rob a Marlboro on a beautiful feed, but they work it down low and pull it around the Penguins goalie and deposit it in on the backhand to make it 3-2. The Penguins trail 3-2 after a 10-bell save by Hanner. The Marlboros able to get possession and pop it in behind the Penguins defense, basically creating a breakaway. The Penguin goalie came out for the poke check. The Marlboro player pulls it around him, deposits it in, and the Marlies are back up 3-2. Let's see if the Penguins can strike back again. Merrill coming out of the corner this time, all the way to the point he'll go. Two Penguins were tied up there. I think their skates were caught on each other in front of the net. Will be battled for along the boards. Out to the point, pressuring there Filiaggi as the shot comes in. It's gathered in the chest by Hanner, and a whistle will get us a stop and play.
Out by Hanner, a huge save, and then just unable to get to that next one to make it 3-2. A great play by LaCastro again at the point. He really uses his legs to get himself out of trouble. Strong skater and makes a great little feed in front and rebounding right back. And here's Hanner again. Finds a puck, stays square, covers it up.
Able to stop and cover. The Marlboro in front was escorted out by the Penguins defense. Three big shots coming in on Hanner after the Marlies goal. The Penguins haven't been back in the Toronto zone yet. Villela for Starr, picked up by the Marlboros. In they come, another shot. Hanner there for that one as well.
After this goal, Marlboro seemed to have a little bit of confidence. You could see them just controlling play and pucks and winning battles. This Pens team gets a little organized, settles down here, just does their jobs.
Pens able to force it out to center. Evans with the pressure. Hartman gathers the turnover, but can't control it, so it's back to the Penguins' end. It'll be Starr to Hartman. Hartman in front for Evans. There's a Marley to pick it off. They're reading that play, and Penguins got to see it as it's forced in front and tapped just wide by a Marlboro. Toronto battles in the corner.
All right, they just need to settle that. You see how there's two guys just ramming? Let the guys battle, and then do your job, support.
All the way back to the point. They'll dump it back in. Penguins in their end again here. It'll be Evans getting control. He goes off the boards. Reel pops
poke.
it by. It's a 3-on-2. Hartman, Reel, Evans. Reel in front to Evans. His shot off the backside, and it's just stopped by the blocker. A great feed from Reel. Evans didn't get all of that one, but almost fooled the goaltender.
Just ahead of him a little bit on that pass, and maybe he had time to corral it, Jeremy, and elected for the quick pop shot and almost went back across the grain to beat him.
Opted for that more of a one-time shot. And the Marley goalie with another big stop. He's had a few. Marley's now controlling the offensive zone. A shot in, kicked out by Hanner. Wedged between the legs of Evans. The Marley's back to it. Shot comes off of Evans this time. He'll get control. He'll work it to the outside for Hartman. It's past him, but Reel chasing after. Reel with speed. Can't get control as he hauls down a Marlboro defender. Hartman follows on. Penguins getting away with one there, perhaps. Hartman controls to Paris. Paris deep for Reel. Now Paris. Penguins get the line change they need. Armstrong, fresh legs to pressure the puck. Dislodges it. The Marlies there in support to pick it up. Merrill's been very noticeable as down goes a couple players, but we're going to see the arm raised in a penalty call, I think, on 11 Reel at the end of his shift. He got tied up in front in the offensive zone with the defender. Gets tied up this time in the defensive zone, and they're going to call him for what the Steelers broadcast calls habeas grabus, a holding penalty.
Habeas Grabus?
Grabus. You listen to the Steelers.
I have listened to it. I'm not.
They call Tunch Ilkin whenever there's a holding call, or not
it's
Tunch
just like
anymore.
obvious.
Tunch passed, but that was a big Tunch saying habeas grabus as the Marlies try to set up a power play. Shot in, kicked out by Hanner, possessed by Hartman, and off of Armstrong at the Pens line. It's icing if it's far enough.
Yeah.
They didn't have the arm raised as they were looking back, but they will get the call nonetheless. Be a D-zone draw on the penalty kill. Minute 8 left here. Wu and Filiaggi up front for the Pens. Star and Villela, the defender. High up off the netting play by Star will draw a whistle and another faceoff.
See the eyeglass in the end zones, of course, and right where the glass drops, about a foot and a half. Star flipped that puck.
Marlboro's control with a man advantage and a 1-goal lead. This guy, the guy in the clock box needs to go. Like, he's just not running clocks, putting penalties on the wrong side, doesn't know how to work it.
Someone was over there talking to him, making it even more difficult, but he fell asleep.
Probably on Snapchat.
Making a TikTok.
He's TikToking his day for all 8 of his followers. As the Marlboros have the puck in the Penguin or in their own end, looking to regroup and come up ice with the power play.
Oh, that's a great little play there. Do you see that little bump, give and go? Smart.
Good back pressure by Wu, frees it up, but not able to get control, and the Marlboros shoot one high up over the cage. Toronto really possessing and outplaying the Penguins here in period 2 so far. Yeah. Shot in, glove side, big stop, and a rebound stopped and covered by the handman.
Awesome job by William on that sequence. A shot from the point, stopped, rebound, didn't fall on his stomach, stayed with it. Kept his positioning perfect, able to track a puck and find it loose in front of them and freeze it. We're back to 5-on-5 as that penalty does expire. Let's see if the Penguins in the last 6 minutes here, this period, can find their game, get their legs going, and create something.
The Filiaggi battling along the wall, controlled by Toronto to the point. Pressure from Carter as it's shot in, kicked out by Hanner, rebound sent just inches wide of the cage. Back to the point for Carter to pressure. D-to-D play as the Marlboros possess. They'll work it low to high on the Penguins. They've struck from there before. That one deflects just wide. Evans there, able to tie up a player and free it to Filiaggi. He's got Carter. I'm sorry, that was Julius. The puck rolling off of Carter's stick though, but it's wedged back in by the Penguins. Evans on the forecheck. Around the wall, the Marlies try to escape. A good controlled breakout there, and they're right back into the Pens end. Carried it around the defender. Kaminsky worked it low to high again. Shot from the outside, gobbled up by Hanner.
Marlboros have seemed to found their game here. Found some organization in their game and support and confidence with their play. Have really put on a good push here in the last 10 minutes or so and carrying the play.
Hanner's been right there to make saves like that one and keep this a one-goal game. D-to-D possession again up high for the Marlies. A shot from the high slot off of Reel, and his second shot fired in to be gobbled up.
Warner, a big kid for the Marlboros, number 8 right there. Nice shot from the slot. Hanner's been up to the task of some of these chances, giving his team a chance to stay in this game and be in a position to make something happen here and battle back.
Puck dislodged and fired up ice. Wu tracking it on the forecheck. Puck controlled by the Marlboros and rimmed around. Evans will get there, working it back low for Wu. Wu out of the corner. A stop-start move to create space. He'll find Evans. Evans tries to catch and shoot, ends up tied up in a battle, and back come the Marlboros. Villela to the puck, up the wall. Evans stick on it. Battling all the way across was Villela. Shot from Toronto wide of the net.
Too much thinking, it seems, here from the Penguins, Jeremy. Too much thinking instead of just playing and reacting, and maybe the Olympic-sized sheet has a little bit to do with that, but
when I'm noticing them like drifting to pucks instead of skating to pucks. You know, loose pucks.
Unsure.
They're kind of, you know, feet on the ice instead of feet moving.
a little more reactionary game they'll need to find here instead of methodical game, and find themselves just a second late for everything.
The Ofter high. Working the breakout to Carter. Up ice to Filiaggi with speed into the Marlies zone. Great move around a defender, and then it's swiped away from him. You know, we talked earlier, it's kind of a one and done opportunities here. Penguins haven't possessed the puck well in the Marlies end. Paris will gain an onside play to Filiaggi for a backhander that's off the body and covered of the netminder.
That's what you have to do right there, off the rush.
Good little bump pass.
Quick execution, and Penguins have to start getting chances towards that net. And Filiaggi did clean one up earlier, and those are the kind off the rush. You don't want to waste opportunities, and it's better to get them in there, especially when you have guys and numbers crashing in.
Puck freed up, Filiaggi cuts to the middle, he's tied up, and back come the Marlboros. Pressured by Paris as they work it high in the zone again, sending one just wide of the net. And this is it, they're getting to those missed shots and controlling, but Filiaggi picks off the D-to-D pass, he's in on his own, forehand, backhand, forehand, and it just rolls off of his stick. He had him beat. and just roll off the Filiaggi stick. He was looking for number 2. Here's Paris along the wall. Able to wedge it further. Now Real takes a weird angle on the forecheck there, but forces the Marlies to heave it down the ice. Julius finding Real. Weaving through at center. Stood up in center ice, and back come the Marlboros. Toronto forced back the other way by Paris. They'll get control at their line. Hartman on the forecheck. Puck comes free to Julius, who dumps it in. It's an offside play. I don't know about that one.
I don't know either.
It'll be a face-off at the Marley line, nonetheless. Hartman in a battle at the wing as the Marlies control the draw. Big defenseman who has one already, fires one heavily off the pads of Hanner. Here comes Merlot. Onside over to Real, just past him. Real fakes one way, pulls it the other, sends it in front.
Everyone took off from the front of the net.
Merlot was headed back to cover his D spot, I believe, as a shot is fired wide by Toronto. Evans and Merlot battle along the boards with a big, powerful Toronto Marlboro. Be the Marlies coming away with it. Low to high again, this time a cross ice feed. Batted out of midair and controlled by Toronto. Real pressures the point, kind of spins away as Hanner covers up in front.
Walk. Toronto doing a good job. This is how they've taken over the game. It's spreading out that offensive zone and letting the puck do the work and being in proper positions and using their legs to create scoring opportunities. And a little more assertive play by this Penguins team is what they're going to have to look for, as the last minutes will grind down here. Marlboros completely took over the back half of this period.
Star to the corner. Leaves it for Paris. Penguins center iceman controlling up the left wing side to Wu. Able to tap it to Armstrong, who's got it with speed. In between the legs all the way to the corner. Armstrong staying on the puck as he centers a pass. No one home in front. And back come the Marlboros. It's that one and done here for the Penguins as Armstrong with a body, almost a knee it looked like. And down as a Marley at center. The call kneeing on Armstrong.
What it was. He clipped him for sure as he was backtracking. Crombeen did cut into the middle. Maybe a Charlie horse situation here for Crombeen.
He's up. We lost our cameraman for a minute. And Jack of all trades, the producer, Nick Paris, jumps over to the camera. He produces, runs camera, sets all this up. An absolute 10 out of 10 for Cine TV here. As the Penguins win the draw, it's lofted all the way up by Ofterhide. It'll be icing.
I think the other ref, weirdly enough, said no to the icing. The other guy called it, but
it was definitely icing.
It was definitely icing, but I didn't know what was going on.
And I think they don't always either. It'll be the Marlies controlling here. Is 10 seconds left on the game, or on the period clock, is the one we'll go with. It's out to center. Marlies get control. Warner will slap one in as the time expires here in the second period. 3-2 Toronto Marlboros lead the Penguins, and we're going to step aside for an intermission.
Just under a minute on this penalty kill and power play by the Marlboros as Armstrong continues to sit. Third period underway, 3-2 Marlboros here. Two close games against London and Kitchener yesterday. 2-1 victories for the Penguins, and they'll look to battle back in this game here against the Toronto Marlboros as William Hanner has had to be sharp and up to the task of keeping his team in this game. Luca Filiaggi pressuring up ice, shorthanded. Hartman reading the play, jumping off the boards and jumps on a puck. Down low in the zone now, hanging on to it, killing valuable seconds. 10 seconds remaining on this penalty kill. Armstrong will come out of the box in the next couple seconds and return the game to 5-on-5 play. He's out right now. Looked like it did hit some kind of snow as the Marlies are by themselves up ice, conducting a trade of their own, line change of their own, and take control at the point. LeCastro, ever so smooth, gathers the puck one side or the other, strong side to weak side, and number 4, don't have his name here, Cole, much as I'm gonna find on that one, Cola something? Directs a puck and smothered by Hanner in front of the net. Face-off win by the Penguins. They try to get out of their zone clean. Hartman flips it out to center ice. Cola over there. Well, LeCastro it was, sorry. They're flip-flopped off that offensive zone face-off as Hartman busts back in with good speed. And another great glove save by the Marlboros goaltender there as he keeps that glove kind of corked up high over his shoulder as Hartman is looking to go high short side. The Penguins now with some action in the offensive zone. Oh, and what a save again, back across the beat as Starr dropped in from the point, Jeremy, and it looks like we have someone down in front. Actually, his helmet came off.
Austin Wu down in front.
I don't know what happened. He hit with a puck. Did he get taken out? He seems to now. Okay. Up to feet.
Couple good chances to start the
two good saves, Jeremy,
period
by this Marlboros goaltender. One on Hartman, the other on Starr. Coming back across and just able to kick out the right leg. Amazing reactionary save in that situation to keep this game 3-2. See if the Penguins can build off some of this momentum. They're trying to claw back into the momentum game in this, here now, the third period.
Filiaggi with a sneaky shot that's gloved and held. The Penguins beginning to get a few opportunities back-to-back here. Gotta find one to get through. Marlboros control. Banked off the boards behind as they try to regroup. Harris now with the pressure. Off of his stick, it'll be gathered by Villela. Now Filiaggi. His pressure frees it to Rio, just has it roll off of his stick. Would have been a potential 2-on-1 there. As the Marlies will get it all the way into the Penguin zone. Starr up for Rio. Two Marlboros in the way, but it's off them to Filiaggi. 3-on-2. He finds Rio. Rio over to Paris. Paris to the corner. Over on pressure is Rio. Up come the Marlboros, though. Wu off of his skate. Able to kick it to the Pens defense, but it's taken back by the Marlboro. To the point. Worked up high again by Toronto. There's the big defenseman off the glove of Hanner. Rebound bouncing free, swiped away by Julius. Toronto keeps at the line. Good pressure. Real able to win a battle, get control. Up for Wu. Wu. Heavy off the boards. He's knocked down.
Let's
It'll
go,
be.
Pen. You got this.
Penn's
What
getting
happened?
called for too many men here.
Someone from the ice, I think, must serve that
That'll
call.
be
And
Wu.
Wu will walk over there to serve it.
So Penguins with some good early scoring chances here in the third. The Marlies goalie's equal to it. Then we get a bench minor here for too many men on the ice. And the Marlboros will have a power play. Penguins need to kill this one off and keep the momentum that they've built here in the third. Penguins in the box as the Marlboros try to spread it out on the big sheet. From the wall, good stick on puck there by Filiaggi, but it just doesn't get out of the zone. Back to the point. D to D as Evans pressures up high. Shot comes in. Hanner with the save.
Oh,
swiped away by Kaminsky, and it stays out.
Amazing job by Kaminsky to track that and stay with it in and around the chaos of the net and pull it off the goal line, which would have been a likely goal. Marlboros work it up top, and a big bomb from the point hits the crossbar.
Yeah, that rebound went right off the bar.
You don't see shots, rebounds, and chaos around. A good job by the Pens to collapse and get that out of there. As Brendan Kaminsky with the Pens can battle back in here. We could look towards a few Hanner saves, and that play right there is being a massive difference and giving him a chance.
Real pressuring up high as the Marlboros set up their power play. 45 left on the Penguin penalty. Real with that pressure, switching off with Hartman as they'll feed it cross ice. It goes off of Starr. Real gets to it, can't clear. Shot in, blocker side. To the quarter for Starr to go high up off the glass, this time out the center. Good stick by Villela at the blue line, keeps the Marlies in the neutral zone. They'll get control though and weave in. 5 left on the power play as Hanner gloves one. 1 second left for Wu, so the Penguins here have to understand they could potentially sneak 78 out of the box here and send it. Looks like it'll be Paris on the faceoff.
Wouldn't that be something? They can sneak him out and clip it up to him. Win the faceoff.
Step 1, off their
Step
eye to the
2.
puck. There's Paris wedging it up.
3.
And here's Wu, one-on-one. He'll fire, good stick on puck, but they pulled it off.
You had the crystal ball out, Jeremy. Great awareness. Play-by-play extraordinaire to find Wu out of the box. 1 second on the penalty and just good stick on puck, deflects it out. Kind of had to slow down and take that puck standing still with the defenseman gapped up right on him, and that was maybe his only course of action was his shot from that area.
Penguins will be 5-on-5 action here. They're trying to get that momentum. I think they've kept it as there's a shot by Wu that just skips wide. Good high pressure by Paris to keep it in the zone. Armstrong on the forecheck as the Marlies dump it all the way out to center. Ofterhide right to Armstrong. But the Marlies play takeaway and they're back the other direction.
Too many? No.
They have two, no call on that one. As they'll come from behind the cage. Wu winning a war, able to get it to Paris. Paris, the power forward, 1-on-2 as he enters. Swiped away and back come the Marlboros as the Pens get part of a line change. Then in front, good back pressure there by Filiaggi.
Here goes Real.
Paris. Paris has Real. Real's loose. Can he break free? He cannot. A great defensive play by LaCastro.
Great job by Real to get to his feet immediately and stay on that puck, though. Here it is. Oh.
Filiaggi had 43 in the high slot.
Looked to be a quick play there. Would have been bang, bang shot, but
Merlot will gather at center. Here's Kaminsky. Kaminsky fires it deep, and the Pens will go to work. On the forecheck, Evans able to free up with pressure. Here's Filiaggi. firing glove side and saved and held.
That's any other player out there other than LaCastro, the big smooth skating defenseman. I think Real breaks in all alone and battle ensues in the offensive zone, and then another glove save for the Marlboros goaltender. He's had this glove working for him here this afternoon.
Penguins forecheck causing problems now. We see a little bit,
That's
I think a little more
secret
speed.
recipe, right? You got to attack, you got to get on it.
I feel like they had a lot of coasting in the first two periods. And now
Too
we're seeing a little bit more
right? Too calculated instead of going.
Feet churning is now it's Evans and Real with the dual pressure. Come out in front of the Marlies net where Filiaggi plays takeaway. He tries to spin it into the middle to Real. Be battled for along the boards. Real and Filiaggi. It'll be Real. Twisting. As it comes up high, the Marlies are out.
Great at the executing on those little bump passes to each other, right?
There's Villela defending. Evans will swipe it away, but not clear. As the Pens do get control. It's Filiaggi. He tried to go up the wall, I think, to Real. Got stick on stick there as he tried to pass it. Now it'll be Filiaggi getting it out.
Real
to center.
beat LaCastro now to the net. What an area pass!
Pass, and it just jumps over Real's stick.
Amazing area pass. Real beats LaCastro, the same guy he had a foot race with earlier. And a nice area pass and awareness by Evans to lay it into that area.
And there's one back the other direction by the Marlies that sent high up over the cage. As we go back and forth action here inside of 7 minutes to play in the third. 3-2 Marlboros lead.
Oh.
Carter kind of leaves one around off the right in front. They'll possess now behind the cage. Back to the point. Pressured by Carter. Shot comes in. A great save and rebound control by Hanner to put it in the corner. Marley's first one to it. A shot off of the Penguin forward. Carter gathered by Wu and cleared, but taken back by the Marlboros in their own end. Toronto trying to regroup. They'll set up behind their net. And a one-time outlet pass picked off by Julius back into the Marlies end off the stick of Carter. It's lofted high up off the glass for Ofty. Ofty finds Carter. Carter finds Hartman.
Might have a step.
Hartman driving in. Knocked down on the play. And the Marlies control out to center. It'll be Merlot now. Merlot, a backhand twisting pass to Harris, who catches it, cuts to the middle, dives to the outside, to the corner. Oh, lay it in for Hartman, who centers one. There's Paris pulling it around. Puck free, shot in by Hartman, and swiped just wide by 24. Paris. Kaminsky crashes
Where's our numbers?
down.
The kids are standing too far back. They've got to get involved up on pucks.
Here's Merlot with it. Merlot carrying to Armstrong. Great feed. He'll force one in on net. Kick to the corner. Now the Pens are winning some of these races to the puck. In the difference here in the third is the Penguins have had the advantage. The Marlies carried play through the second. Penguins coming back in the third. Can they get enough to force one through? Armstrong with the pressure as the Marlboro defenseman turns away. Now Filiaggi. Here's Paris at the wall, keeps it in. Filiaggi ducking to the middle, wedging the puck. It'll come back to Armstrong, who fans on his shot, and out come the boys in blue. The Marlboros to the line where it's off Villela's skate. Here comes Paris.
Wu
Paris
fresh off the bench.
Has Wu, has Armstrong, tries for Wu, taken away by the Marlboros. They'll send it all the way into the Penguins' end. It's icing if it's far enough, and it is. An excellent third period thus far by the Penguins.
Little momentum shift here, and all it is work boot, lunch pail, hard hat, forechecking, good support, F1, F2 exchanging, keeping pressure on and creating turnovers to generate chances here and there. Can they break through for the big one?
Villela and Wu along the wall. It's forced deeper by the Marlboros, who control now in the Penguins' end. Fake shot pass in front, picked off by Villela. Off the wall to Evans. He'll tap it for Real. Real with Wu. Evans trailing, potential 3-on-2. He'll go to Evans, spinning one, and his shot off of a stick and high.
Nicely executed play off of a breakout, using support in their legs to create. Looks like the Marlboros here are just kind of trying to get it in and survive at this point, and we've seen the ice tilt completely here this period.
Evans gets it to Wu. It's knocked out of midair by the Marlboro defenseman. It's Hartman after it. Marley's skated into the Pens end where Evans will take control. Cuts in front of his teammate there, off the ride, and Evans is headed off, it looks like.
Yep, they're going to
and they're evening it up.
Faceoff should be outside, as that's a defenseman that stormed into the offensive zone.
2 each for roughing. And we'll play, it shouldn't be coincidentals, because they were not engaged in this technically the same play, so it should go to 4-on-4, I would think.
Of this one, I think you're right. Would probably be 4-on-4.
But I think we'll play 5-on-5 instead. Marlboro's coach unhappy with the striped gentleman's call, evening things up. We'll play 5-on-5 here. As the Penguins, Carter.
Ooh, that's close.
Forces it in, but it'll be an offside play as it just hopped over before Filiaggi could get control and carry it back in. 2:34 to play, third period action. Penguins trailing by a goal. Face off outside of the Marlboro line. Filiaggi controls the face off. Able to get it to the Marley end where they'll take over. But the forecheck pressure of Carter freed it up for Hartman. Hartman to the corner where it's taken by the Marlies and rimmed around. On the boards are the Toronto Marlboros as they set up a breakout. Good puck movement to space. They'll carry it in right side. Defended by Merlot as it's forced off the side of the cage. Marlies set things up in the corner. Pressure from Carter. Shot comes screeching from the point. Up and over. Looking, is Filiaggi in the area? Is not. But no gift card for that one.
Astro with a bomb on that play. The Marlies, what they do a really good job. They get it to their wingers. If they don't have a play, they bump it back to that defenseman that starts them on the breakout to keep possession.
Woo. On the draw, controlled by Toronto. Shot comes in, blocked in front off of Villela. He's twisted up as he goes into the wall. Able to get it to Wu, up ice to Paris. Paris looking for Reelsy. Picked off by Toronto and sent back in. Here's Villela to it. Around for Paris. Paris trying to escape. He's taken away with back pressure. And the Marlboros gain the Pens end now. Wu battles all the way to the wall. Digging at it.
And they've got to get it up in the other end here. A minute and 10 seconds left on this clock. Players will come out of the box at the whistle, but they've got to get this goaltender out of the net. Enough circling and start getting the puck here under possession.
As Hanner with a 10-bell save.
Another one by Hanner, unbelievable.
Has
to keep
it under
this
the
close.
Leg. Giving his team a chance. 57 seconds.
Maybe interesting right here. I was going to say call a timeout. Hannon wants to call a timeout as you may not get a chance again to draw up a breakout here in order to get their goaltender out of the net and then give them some advice and a plan in the offensive zone as how they're going to coordinate this. Maybe give some players an extra chance for some oxygen.
They can control the puck. I would assume they'll be followed up the ice by the goaltender.
Momentum shifts back and forth through this game, and back to that first period, I think it was. Marley scored, Penn scored right away. Second period, Marley's kind of carried the play. We saw through spurts of this third period where it was Penguins forecheck being a difference maker and creating chances. A big save on Hartman short side, and a little missed execution on a couple 3-on-2s by the Pens who would have had opportunities. Starr with a great chance crashing down towards the net. A good game back and forth, and not a big fan personally. 12-year-olds on Olympic ice. Stupid, but nonetheless, here we are.
Play on the sheet they have available, I guess. And I think it's come into play a bit here. You know, some missed passes, they go a little bit further.
I think we're seeing our players, at least anyways. And I've never seen this team play before, but a little more tentative with the size of the ice sheet, and unsure if they should go all the way to certain areas, but cool experience nonetheless to play on Olympic-sized ice and see what it's like. Here we go, face-off one.
Here's Real with the puck.
Oh.
Unable to maintain possession, the Marlies send it back to the Pens end. It'll be Starr with it to Paris. Knocked away, but here's Starr. Jake Starr controlling as he drives it wide.
Oh.
Jumping into the offensive zone, he'll get a dump.
Right here, Starzy, stay here on the side.
Rimmed around and all the way out to center. Valella
get it to the other side, get it going, get it up. We got to get Hanner out of this net.
As Real finds Wu. Wu in to the middle, leaving it. Big clapper by Starr off of a skate. Here's Real to the puck. 6 Penguins on the ice. Down low to Paris. Paris in front for Wu. Off a body. Stopped by the goalie. It's underneath and it's whistled.
6 seconds now on the clock. Marlboros just getting a piece of a shot by Starr, and then a puck centered from behind the net out of the corner. Sticks and Penguin bodies in front, ready to pounce. It's just unable to cleanly get through as they now try to. Starzy's going to have to slide down on this play. You got to get possession of this puck here. Lots of time left.
Got to control it here and get it to the front as the time will tick down. Marlies pin it against the wall, and they'll come away victorious over the Penguins. A 3-2 win as the Penguins drop their first game of the border battle. They'll have another one later on tonight, a 6:30 tilt against the Sioux Junior Greyhounds. So the Penguins will look to get back in the win column here later on today.
Not long from now. 4:30 start.
6:30.
6:30?
6:30 start. So a little bit of about a 4-hour time for a little nap for maybe.
The old Jer Bear. We might have to have him rest his eyes a bit.
So we'll see you at 6:30 tonight here on City TV. Make sure you subscribe and catch us online, citytv.com.